Hey everyone, welcome back to Mike's Monsters. Today we are going to look at the final Alien Romulus trailer. I'm going to do a reaction and a breakdown. It came a little sooner than I expected, especially with the featurette coming last week, or the featurette since there was two of them. And I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know what is in there, but let's just say there might be some spoilery footage because that's always how these last trailers go. But there has been a lot of stuff coming out for Romulus lately. Had nonstop advertisements for the popcorn buckets, the theater incentives. There's one for Regal, there's one for AMC, there's one for Cinemark. Each of them is different. There is pint glasses at Alamo Drafthouse. There's so much. There's going to be items given out to the fan events that are happening at AMC. So it's going to be possibly quite an expensive endeavor to go see this movie if you want to get all of this stuff. I don't even know if I'll be able to get any of it because there's just so much of it right now. There's also been some really cool theater displays popping up here in LA. There's a full-size Xenomorph of the new Scorched Xenomorph that we get to see in the film. It's got the scarred dome. One of the AVP Galaxy members, El Diablo, who I met at Monsterpalooza this year, went down and got some really great footage and photos of it, and I'm going to show it here, and that thing just looks really awesome. If I get the chance, I'm going to go down there and shoot some video myself and some photos if I can. It just depends on the time I have. If you're new to this channel or these videos that I've been making, I can say that I've seen Alien Romulus 2 times in the last year. Got to help with a little bit of the marketing here and there, but I was not hired on to work on the movie or anything like that. I'm not going to give you any specific details on what happens or how the movie ends or if I even like or dislike the movie. I'm going to share all that in August once I've seen the final cut of the film. What I saw was an early rough cut with really early CGI and wires hanging off the puppets and practical effects and stuff like that. It was not ready for the public to be seen, but I was helping out with some things, so that's why I got to see it quite early. Please don't go pop it into my DMs asking me all these questions about the movie. I'm not going to answer them for you. It happens every single time I mention it. So I'm shooting myself in the foot with that one. But let's jump into the trailer. I had some issues downloading the audio, so you won't have any trailer audio here for some reason with this video, but I just didn't want to hold this off all day, so we're just going to go into it without any audio. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this trailer and see what it's got in store for us. It's about 2.5 minutes, so this might be a lot of stuff, so let's go here. Given a little bit more of the plot here. It's not going to be in and out in 30 minutes. Setting the tone. Oh, there's the mother. Oh, they're doing the Lucky Star song in the background. The ominous version, of course. The new trailer way to do it. Nice. There's a lot of facehugger action in this movie. They're showing quite a lot here. Good trailers for this movie, man. That's good stuff. And they're showing a lot, but they're not showing a lot. So let's break that down. So right off the bat, we see a little bit of what we've seen before in the featurettes and other trailers where Rain is talking to Andy, asking if this is what are you sure you want to do this? And then we get a little bit of the colony they grew up on and them finding the Renaissance Station. They keep saying Romulus Station in the trailer, but it is the Renaissance Station in the movie. They are doing a little bit of a misdirect there. We see a little bit of the cast getting ready to enter the station during their takeoff of the planet and the colony and all that kind of stuff. Lots of great mood here, setting the tone, but we see the Mother 9000 system turn on the computers right there. We've got a little bit of footage that we saw in the IMAX trailer, which is the facehugger finger sitting in the jar and those barbs that are on the finger. I gotta point out that a lot of people thought I was making up those barbs when I brought up that video back in April or March, whenever I made that. Maybe even earlier than that. But yep, there's the barbs and the fingers. We see some cooling fans turn on in the station. Those cooling fans are for something. But yeah, we get a lot of moody set pieces here where we get the set of the tone and all that kind of stuff. But then we have a picture of a facehugger pop up on the computer, and you can kind of see it, but it says printing right there. They are printing the facehuggers here. It's a little different than we're used to. It's like 3D printing, we'll put it that way. Got some shots of Andy walking through air vent kind of tunnel situation, almost like Bishop did. Got Rain walking through a hive. And just a lot of shots of the cast kind of interacting with the space station a little bit. Doors opening, a big hole with acid, which we've seen before. Some now, I think the pieces of debris are falling down. I don't know if that was in the previous trailers. But then we see those facehuggers being 3D printed. They're a little bit different in this movie. They're not exactly like out of the eggs or like we've seen in previous movies. This one's a little bit of a different setup for the aliens, and that's why they might have different features or things play out a little differently than we're used to. You can see them plopping into the water there, and we get some good shots of the facehuggers swimming around, like especially there where it's like slithering in the water a little bit, which is great. And then it knocks Bjorn over. We've seen all this in the trailers before, and they're like, don't mess around, and he's not messing around because there's clearly something swimming in the water. And then we get our first scene where we get the facehuggers attacking the crew. This is a very tense and fun scene. I really enjoyed this. There's going to be some serious cheers and screams going from the crowd in this scene. And Tyler's getting facehugged as well, but he manages to get his hands out, so he's not fully hugged there. Andy's saying run. That's just going to be the line they're using in every trailer now. A little bit longer extended shot of the facehuggers busting out of the door there, which is just a great scene following the room where they're all plopping in the water and everything like that. And then we see the facehuggers chasing everybody down hallways. The facehuggers breaking through the door before it closes all the way and getting Navarro, Eileen Wu's character, facehugging her all the way. And then we see the facehugger hop off of her face. But if you look at the tail there, it's a little frozen. Maybe that's how they get it off. We've got some more of the in IMAX moments. They're trying to really pump the IMAX. And I believe the IMAX version of this is going to have the taller frame, so it will be filling the screen all the way instead of just being an IMAX enhanced movie. Got a longer extended version of Navarro's chest burster scene. It's not so cut up and cut to the beat like the previous version was. She's wearing a Hawaiian shirt like maybe Brett was. Great sound effects with the chest burster as well. And this is a very visceral scene in the movie. And we get Kay, Isabella Merced's character, kind of comforting the best you can Navarro while she starts foaming at the mouth before we have a burst. And then the scream hits and we start to have the classic Alien trailer sound effects, all while Lucky Star is playing in the background in a very ominous way. Then we also have, now we see the cocoon that we see our titular Xenomorph birth out of after the chest bursting, and its little barbed tail is sticking out. And Bjorn is looking at it like, what the heck is that? And there's also blood and acid dripping from it too. And he gets a little bit of a wake-up call with the tail to his face. He's not being killed right here, though, so I'll tell you that. He's not dying at this exact spot right here, or anything like that. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, I wish they wouldn't have shown that in the trailer. It's a spoiler. He's just getting a wake-up call. We'll put it that way. Got a shot of Andy pulling out the new pulse rifles, and Tyler showing Rain how to use it. We've seen the previous photos where he was kind of doing the Hicks and Ripley shot with her, but you also see the arm mount for this new version of the gun, and you'll see how that plays into the movie later on once you see it. Got Rain just blasting away, and then we've got her floating towards the acid like we've seen a million times, and now we see the dropship that they flew to the station with crashing into the station, and I'm going to say that that's maybe how it gets back in. Kay is sneaking around while there's something jumping up above her, and then we see her at a doorway, and our Xenomorph friend pops up behind her. And here's one that's like, it's a little spoilery, I'd say. Got a character being pulled away by a tail. You don't exactly see what's going on, but that's Tyler getting pulled up. I wonder what happens after that. I won't say anything. Got Isabella Merced's character Kay and Rain, played by Kaylee Spaney, kind of having a moment together there where they're very much in terror and fear of a lot of things that are going on. Andy touching that blue light beam again while he's got some vials of something in his hand. And we got Isabella Merced falling from a vent. Kaylee Spaney opening up an elevator. We've got Andy's malfunctioning upgrade situation where his eyes have rolled back and he's kind of stuck there for a little bit. But you can see very clearly now the Weyland-Yutani logos in his eyeballs, which when I saw the movie, they didn't have that. And the thing is, when I saw the movie, a lot of the effects were not done or even there. So some of this stuff is just brand new to me as I'm seeing it, even though I've seen the movie. We've got the pulse rifle falling through an elevator shaft while Kaylee Spaney's trying to reach out and grab it. Isabella Merced is crying while she's looking at something that is very scary. Very scary. Bjorn is zapping something again. Got a shot of them exiting the station as it falls apart. And a lot of people were saying that this is, in the IMAX trailer, this is a Xenomorph falling out into space. But as you can see here, that's just somebody in a spacesuit. And that somebody is Rain in the spacesuit. It's probably because you thought that was a dome right there, but it's just the dome to the spacesuit. No. It happens real fast, but if you look closely, you can see the Xenomorph tail sneaking up behind her there while she's in the spacesuit, though. And then we've got our titular scorched Xenomorph with his little scar there on his forehead, screaming at the camera. Great practical effects by Legacy Effects. They did an amazing job in this movie. And then we get the movie's title. So there's a little bit in there, but they're still keeping a lot quiet. There's a lot to be seen in this movie that you all have not had a taste of yet. So if you're thinking that these trailers are spoiling everything or they're giving too much away, they're not. They're doing a really good job of keeping things close to the chest. Like that. Right there. But yeah, I will probably not be making any more of these breakdown videos unless there's a surprise last final trailer, even though that says the final trailer. I'm not going to be doing the TV spots or the social media ads or anything because it's just going to start ramping up here. And I can't keep up. There's too much going on. I have a life outside of this stuff. But I will be doing my review and probably a spoiler-free and a spoiler review. Maybe it'll all be one video once the movie comes out or right around the time it comes out. That way I can finally share my thoughts on this movie because so many of you have been asking, is it good? And I said, I don't know. I'll tell you when it's time. When I say that, people are like, oh, that means it's bad. No, I just don't want you guys to know anything yet. I want you guys to make your own decisions on this because there's a very big culture where people speak on the internet and then people take it as gospel but don't let themselves make their own decisions. So I'm going to let you decide if you like this movie, but I will share my thoughts on this movie come August, probably the week it comes out. If I can attend the premiere, I'll do it shortly after the premiere if there is no embargo. And that's the thing, is I can't talk about it because things are embargoed too. All my socials are linked below if you want to check out my Instagram for toy photography, my Twitter, I guess X is what it's called. I call it Twitter, where I post a lot of Alien Romulus stuff when I'm seeing it. I'm going to be doing coverage of the premiere if I get to go to that, so stay tuned to this channel. Thank you so much for watching Mike's Monsters. I really appreciate having you here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.